Howdy folks, this is the Command Line Vulpine here, and welcome to Let's Play Cataclysm Bright Nights. Bright Nights is the mod, or not mod, it's a complete overwrite to Cataclysm that brings it more in line with the original way that Cataclysm played. The game's really gone off the rails, in my opinion, on the main branch, where they've just gone so crazy into realism that it's not even fun anymore. And it's just crazy that that's even happened because even like the first version of Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead was already incredibly realistic. I think there was a point at which they didn't have to keep going as far as that goes. Let's make a new character. I made a world in advance here. Custom character. Hopefully it will... There's a nice little background pictures too. I think it's fan art. This mod, it might be in the main game too. I think a new stable build came out. We will not be playing that because the mainline Cataclysm is slop now. One thing I've noticed with Bright Nights, surprisingly, because most stuff in this game is easier than the main game, but in this one, what is pond scum? Your days exploring local areas, lakes, and waterways. Okay, so it makes you a creature of the lagoon. That's odd. I'm gonna do burning building though. One thing I've noticed is they've gotten rid of a lot of the traits, so it's actually a little hard to come by trait points. We'll do what we can here, but it's a lot less than we normally do. Addictive personality, of course. Open space, I don't think we can take that. Albino can be... We might be able to get through it. It is a little bit annoying to deal with, and it's only 1 point. If it was 2 points, we can maybe start talking about it. Asthmatic also might not be too bad. It depends on how long you're going to play the game. If you're going to play the game for a long time, you're probably going to run out of inhalers. My maximum carry weight is reduced. Sometimes you got to carry something really heavy, so I don't think we can take bad back. I'll take bad knees. I don't like it. I don't like to take it, but it's doable at least. Yeah, we're not going to do no ranged weapons. Cattle tail. Have a long tail with a tuft on the end, like a cow. It doesn't do anything, but also it makes it so you can't wear non-fabric pants. I'm not going to mess with that. There's some mutations in here, basically, is what it's getting down to. Not all of them, only a few for some reason. Full and balance, no. Claustrophobia, no. Clumsy, make more noise while walking. You know, I'm not going to try to sneak in this, so I think that's fine. Sneaking was a thing of the past when zombies didn't spawn inside of houses. Maybe they don't in Bright Nights, but I don't remember, so. Yeah, no clutter intolerance, because that's how I organize my base. Deaf, not be able to talk to EPCs. No. Less volume, nope. The eyesight's always tricky because, as I always say, it's fine until you find power armor, and I think there is power armor in Bright Nights. In the main game, I suppose there's no reason to not use Farsighted anymore because I don't think there's power armor anymore. But in this game, old school power armor is still probably in the game, and taking Farsighted or Nearsighted will ruin power armor for you, so we're not going to do that. Fashion Deficient has replaced Fancy. Fancy was a positive perk that made it so fancy gear or fancy clothes made you feel happier. But in this one, they've removed that, and now there's just an option to take a penalty for not wearing them. I would consider it. It basically just put the game back in its default state, which is fine, but it would be nice to be able to put on fancy clothes and for it to give you a bonus, because that's always been a thing. There's always been all these fancy clothes that you can't really do anything with, which is a little sad. You require more food than most people, and plus you're more resistant to cold. This isn't the last generation, so food isn't impossible to find. There's also nutrition is disabled. And I think in Bright Nights, food just works as a hunger bar. It's not like New Cataclysm where calorie count like matters. So we're going to do fast metabolism. just because it's hard to find points. So I'm just going to take them wherever I can get them. Gunshot, nope. High thirst. If we're doing fast metabolism, we might want to do high thirst too. It's possible my game will get tedious from just needing to take care of all my needs, but I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm not going to take Hoarder because staying at max volume is kind of hard. And annoying. Inattentive. You can't judge the intent of critters you see. That's 4 points. But I wouldn't be able to tell if things are hostile or not. Most of the time it doesn't matter, except for some creatures like dogs, because like they get aggroed by weird things sometimes, and you wouldn't know it until it's too late. But I'm gonna give it a go. None of these. These are all pretty bad. Poor hearing's fine. I'll take poor hearing. Pyromaniac. It's not Rimworld Pyromaniac, so it's takeable here. It can even be a positive thing, as long as you manage it. You know, if we're already taking all these other needs to be increased, we might as well take Sleepy. Now, I don't know about Slow Healer. There was a small phase where Slow Healer made a lot of sense because you healed a lot overnight, but at some point that got patched out in the main game, but I don't know about this one. I'm going to give it a try. I'm not trying to be quiet, so I might as well take Strong Scent too. Being ugly is fine. Unfortunately, the good old trifecta of Truth Teller, Ugly, Trigger Happy is gone. I think that's about the best I can do for points, which isn't too bad, but I'd have taken some things that are like pretty bad, like Slow Healer and Inattentive and Bad Knees can be. They can hurt. Canine Ears. Love to take that as a perk in real life, but I don't think it makes sense in this game because it improves our hearing, and we already took bad hearing, so we're not going to mess with it. Let's grab Deft. Fleet-footed. Also makes it so you can't wear the pants, though, so it's not completely positive. Open ears. Night vision for the sake of YouTube videos is great. Like Outdoorsman, but Pack Mule takes priority. Looks great. Okay. Might come back, depending on what we do with our other stuff. Go back to traits, get everything to 10. Intelligence to 12. We have stats through skills on this world, so our stats will improve. So I don't necessarily need to bring this to 14 just so I can read every book, which is sometimes important. You can also just pick bionics in Bright Nights, which is pretty cool. I think I'm going to leave it be, and we're just going to try to find our own bionics. Oh, I didn't pick a profession. I was looking at them. I think we want to be a lumberjack. Doesn't cost anything, but it gives you 2 athletics for free, and it gives you a wood axe. Wood axe is a really good weapon. So skills, I normally do bashing weapons, but I'm actually going to give us cutting weapons this time. Dodge. Fabrication. Survival is pretty easy to train. Give me tailoring. First aid, mechanics. Okay, we got 3 points left. But I'd like to take another bonus. So I want to have even better dodge. Give me another point of strength. Character name. This is John Freeman. No, not tab, not tab. Arrow key. 182, I think that's what I am at centimeters in real life. 33. Starting location. What's going to get us closest to the edge of town? There's no There's no golf course anymore. Houses boarded up are usually on the edge of town, but it could also just be in the middle of town, you know? It could it could backfire. Maybe we do the zoo. Zoo gift shop. Could be bad if the zoo's in the middle of town. Usually zoos are like on the edges of towns though, so hopefully it'll be fine, right? I think I'm finished. Am I forgetting anything? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know. All right, here we are. We are on the edge of town, which is very nice for us. We'll probably cut into the forest. This is a huge town, so I don't really want to try to clear it out yet. Also, there is a new tile set, undead type people tile set for the overmap, which definitely looks really pretty, but also it's really hard for me to sight read it because everything just kind of blurs together. There might be other tile sets. Like Retro Days, I think, is very basic. Chibi one would, or no, Retro Days is fancy, I think. It's like Utica, that's kind of like stylized. No, I had them backwards, I think. I think it is Retro Days that is retro. No, that's that's mostly just ASCII. So let's just switch it to ASCII. I have a custom font installed anyway for the overmap, so this is perfectly cromulent. Okay. Sorry, NPC, you're probably going to die in here. Glad that you have a gun. You might be able to give us some cover fire. This building is burning. It might take a while for this to burn down, though, because it's mostly made of brick. I don't think I want to try to, like, loot this place. I think I just want to try to get out. Yeah, boy. There's a bear in a cage over there. Kind of scary. Oh god, there's a zombie bear in a cage. Close the door. And a moose. Let's get on the roof. That's a good trick. Yeah, maybe we can just come down over here and just completely get out of the town without having to fight anything. Climb down carefully, please. I always used to just fall off the roofs in this game. It's kind of hard to climb on and off, but that seemed to do the trick that time. We got out of town scot-free here. And there's blueberries. Nummy. Oh, I'm sated. Yeah, we can just carry him for now. Okay. Where do I want to get to at this point? I do not want to go to the fungal tower, I can tell you that much. It's also kind of the only place for me to go. What are you? Small power substation? Inside food cart. Might be able to just like take the food cart for myself. So that might be what we try to do. The spores will be very slow though with our bad knees. Normally wouldn't cut through the forest like that, but we had to get out of town one way or the other before the zombies start swarming that building. There's a giant rattlesnake somewhere. To the south, so we should be okay. I turn safe mode back on. Persona's ears are probably getting in the way of the... Well, definitely getting in the way of the minimap, but also in the way of the what enemies are in what direction indicator. Border collie somewhere. Okay. What's that? Clay deposit. Need to know where it is, I suppose. Have safe mode on, right? Want to be sure so I can run without getting into trouble. Here's the food cart. That's more than a food cart. That's a whole ass building. Oh hell no, a talking doll. The fact there's no food in here has me worried that maybe there's less food items in Bright Nights as I would think. Thought it was mostly a last generation thing to not have many food options. I could use the plastic bags. Well, I can't because this is Bright Nights. I mean, I'm kind of can, I think, but there's a yeah, I can just like wear it, but it's a little bit silly. You can't just store things in things. Bright Nights, they don't have a pocket system. Botanical garden. I might have to just live on the outskirts of town, which is not ideal. I'd rather live in some kind of small building outside of town. Normally that would be an evac shelter. And sometimes it's just not on the table. Zombies out here somewhere. Oh, too close to them. There's the moose out here. Is this? I hope there's not a giant worm coming out of that pit. Safe mode on. Very suspicious giant pit. That was just a crater. Craters are usually normal in Cataclysm. Yeah, there's ants out here. That's good to know that they're just kiting for us. The ants aren't terribly aggro. Soldier ants are. Regular ones aren't so bad. A lot of wandering going on. Skeleton out there. I think they got rid of the skeleton from the main game. I feel like I haven't seen a skeleton in a long time. Is this part of the same town or is it another town? No. Let's try going this way. Radio tower. I don't know if there's going to be a building next to it. Find a place to stay, man. No building, but we'll be able to get a good view of everything going on. Hopefully there'll be binoculars at the top. Sometimes that's a drop. Can't climb any higher. Nothing else here. What did I find with my alpha eyes? Laboratory. Great. Cut through that. Yeah, it's a gigantic town. Not a big fan of a giant town. Have to cut through the forest, I suppose. What's this? Why is there a big... The secret house? This might be home. Huh. Totally off-map house. I guess it's like they tried to like board it up. surprised we're still hydrated and safe as far as we've walked. Bunch of clean water and steel drums. Like a survivalist house. That's pretty good for us. Damn, composite longbow. Holy crap. Well, it's really solved a lot of our problems. And a gun. Bunch of stuff. Oh, guy, they're dead here. Got a backpack, man? I really need a backpack before I can start picking everything up. Although I have pack mule. Yeah, I can only carry like 5 liters of volume. I have pack mule, so I can carry more than you would think. Environmental storytelling going on here, I sense. A lot of environmental storytelling. What's this vehicle? Security system most damaged. Oh, there's one wheel down. Ah, no wheels. Okay. 15-inch wheels. Huh. This part of the building's like completely run down. There is water here though, which is good. And a wood stove. Drag that to the other building. Okay, well. Welcome home, such as it is. Just get marked on our map here. This tile. Hidden home. Let's see. VR. Doesn't appear to be a brown note, but brown note mentioned, brown note mentioned. Okay. Well, here's where we're staying. Thanks. The shallow water is like close enough I might be able to like use it. Okay. Sucks there's no back. Oh, hello zombie. Where'd you come from? Oh, we're actually not that far from town. Didn't really realize that. Backpack. One thing I don't like in Bright Nights here is clothes aren't dirty when they drop from corpses. Which it is one of those things, it's more just things to do. But it's one bit of realism that I actually didn't mind. It was interesting to try to deal with. In my opinion, it gave use to all like the soap because the soap got added before anything else. There's a desk. Great to find a workbench. Move the things I can't cross out of the way. So I can actually use this doorway. I can't grab the cupboard. Didn't I move it? Maybe I didn't. kind of where I want my chair to be, I think, though, so goodbye cupboard. Grab this armchair from here. Here we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Wood stove. Shit down this way. So maybe there? I'm not exactly sure where it needs to be. Figure it out as we craft things. Gotta wait until I catch my breath. Sheet. My bed, and all the rest of it I can just smash up. Keep the back door. Out of here, and I can even put like some things in the way here so that things can't get to me quite as quickly. That side, if they do somehow bash the door down without me hearing. There we go. That should mostly do the trick. Okay. I don't know about, like, refrigerators and bright nights. If there's, like, power that's already active, like in Project Zomboid. It isn't in default CDDA. You have to set something up. I think I was ever able to get it work either. Just a static house power. I can get vehicle power going. House power has been beyond my comprehension. But we are out of time for this video. There's scientist bodies there. Scientist bodies and a lab nearby, which is interesting. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, remember the like button. Keep the conversation going in the comments. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And until next time, I hope you have a good day.